What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Dropping Knowledge podcast. It's Talon Sai. I'm here with Mike, Last Line of Defense, and Danny, GunDMC. What up, dog?
What's up?
What's up?
I'm going to pretend like we didn't just sit here and have a really good conversation for the past 15 minutes and then realize it wasn't recording.
It's before we went live.
It was
yeah.
so
Yeah.
good.
Man, we had some good talks. I remembered the one thing that we talked about, but damn. Okay, so to preface this, we are Between Two Vans. This is Between Two Vans Part 2 with Mike and Danny, and we're in Pike National Forest, somewhere up here. We're not too far away from a road, and it is the weekend right now, so if you hear some weekend warriors ripping by us on four-wheelers and dirt bikes, that is what that noise is, and I'm sure you'll hear that throughout this podcast.
And if you see me smacking myself in the face, it's a mosquito.
Yeah.
There's a lot of mosquitoes out.
It's not too bad right now. I don't think we're near water, are we? Is there a creek around here?
There's stuff.
There's stuff everywhere.
Stuff.
We're in the woods.
All right, well, let's have this whole conversation again. Danny, what's up, man?
What's up?
What do you do? Everyone knows already because
I know.
you've been my friend for a while, but tell the people if they don't know.
Well, one, it's great to be on the podcast in between
Thanks.
two vans.
Between Two Vans.
Between two
True.
vans. This is great.
So you're visiting from the Pacific Northwest.
Yep.
And you're
Came
like,
out,
I want to go
hang out
camp.
with you two. No agenda other than hanging out with you two. But I worked in a road trip to Utah.
Yeah, how was that? I mean, I got some clips from Instagram and stuff, but you went out there because Mike had some business to
Some
do
business
out
out in Utah.
Yeah. It was fun. So I randomly had to schedule going and picking up a bike from Fazari. They built me a custom bike.
there. Fazari, it sounds
Fazari, what's
exotic.
up?
Sounds
Yeah.
exotic.
Ferrari with a Z.
Are they American? They
are,
build the bikes
yeah.
in Salt Lake?
They assemble them. Like, there's no bike like frames that are actually made, but they assemble them all in
They sound like
Salt Lake.
They sound like a high-end Italian company
Yeah.
based on the name.
Yeah, but they're an American company. But I went out there to get a new electric mountain bike.
Full
It's-
suspension.
Yeah, full suspension.
It's a
and
sweet bike.
Dope.
Levo competitor.
Yes. And then I was like, Danny, I got to do this trip. During when you want to come? And he was like, sure. But
It was a hard no for me because I'm going there soon.
yeah, and you were busy. You were busy too.
Yeah.
So we went out, and then I know a lot of people out there. So I just kind of like randomly sent out, hey, I'm around. What are you guys doing? And then we landed on some fun stuff and rode a little Zero motorcycle with,
We could talk about those, dude.
yeah, they were dope.
So
Yeah,
sick.
it was a really cool.
And then just hung out with a couple friends and swung by Cool, and I don't know. We did a bunch of stuff. It was good.
yeah, we filled the time. It was
Yeah.
fun. The ride was super comfortable. We
Took the Tremor.
took the
Mhm.
Tremor. That thing, it just has a presence on the road, and it's a smooth ride.
Yeah.
It's comfortable. The road trip, yeah, it was good. And Mike, thanks for driving.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Danny didn't drive 1 second.
It's,
Really?
I didn't.
You didn't even ask? It's
Well,
a fun
no.
truck to drive.
Mike offered because I did want to drive that truck, but like, I don't know. I get
I
scared.
like being a passenger. You can see the surroundings
It's easy.
more and shit.
Yeah, I get scared driving vehicles that aren't mine
Yeah.
or that I didn't like rent.
You want to drive my van?
Talon drove my truck before I did
Yeah.
across the country.
No.
Yeah.
How many miles? It was like
Like,
Like
Thir-
2,000.
yeah, maybe
something.
2,000.
Yeah.
I don't know.
almost died in Kansas.
Makes me nervous.
Fuck that
was
state,
crazy,
dude.
yeah.
Fucking hate Kansas so much. But if you're from Kansas, hey, what's up? Welcome to the podcast.
Yeah.
Welcome
Love
to
you,
the
just not your
podcast.
state.
Yeah. So yeah, it was good. It was fun. Got to meet some people, friends of Mike's out there, all awesome. Met some creative people as well. Love connecting with creative people.
But
Yeah,
you do
dude.
what? Would you do photography? Back to the original.
Yeah, back-
question.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I do.
Act like people don't know you. What do you do?
Yeah, so-
you got an Instagram account.
I got an Instagram account, GunDMC, and those are my initials, and I try to be creative with the name. It was available. I took it.
Is that public knowledge? Has it been public knowledge?
That the DMC are my actual initials.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Actually, you know what's funny is Roger
'Cause
at QVO.
That's such a cool.
He didn't even
reason.
know, right? And I think there was a conversation between him and Dez is like, "Oh, those are his initials," and he's like, "No, it's not."
How did she know?
No, like she DM'd me and was like, "Hey, I just wanted to confirm because Roger doesn't believe me." I'm like, "Yeah, those are my initials."
Oh, maybe she just guessed or something.
Yeah, I don't know. She might have just put it all together. But
yeah, I don't think I knew your last name when I first met you, so that's probably why.
It's Korean.
Yeah.
It's a safe bet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I do photography for some gun brands, some knife brands, some apparel companies. And it's been like a five. I would say we got some 4-wheelers going.
Bye Razor. Shout out to Polaris.
Polaris?
Hold up.
Yeah, it's been like a 5-year journey to get to a point where I get to do this really on the side, but
it's been more of a business for you, I think, over the past like 2 years.
like 2-3 years. But like
Yeah.
here's the thing. So
Hobby turned business.
hobby turned business. But I always thought
That's the
that
best way to
as
do
it
it.
became
Mhm.
even a hobby, it was so expensive. Like just it's an expensive hobby just for anybody. Like
Yeah.
into the EDC world, like getting that knife, this gun, modding this pistol. I mean, it's expensive. It's a lot of money. And
This A7R3, that A7R3.
and then the camera stuff too.
But then we start by buying that stuff. Like I bought all the guns for my channel up until it started
Mhm.
growing, and then people were like, "Hey, you want to take this gun and check it out?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
And you've been getting that more.
And that was the same journey for me too. I spent a lot of money to get started, like on my camera
Yeah,
gear,
you have
on
to.
the guns, on the products, and I realized like this is not sustainable. Like I can't keep spending money like this. And so I quickly turned the hobby into like a business plan. Like I need to figure out a way where I need to get paid to do this.
Yeah.
And so I had a plan, and I purposely connected with people to make friendships and connections with very specific creatives that are doing it.
Going to SHOT Show and
And carving out time for
Meetings.
my day job to go out to these trade shows so that I can actually see people face to face, shake hands,
And meet Talon Sai 4
Meet
years
Talon-
ago at
Yeah, meet
SHOT
Talon-
Show.
Yeah. It's intentional. All of it was intentional.
Good. Yeah. A lot of people try to get into it thinking they're going to make money off it right away,
Man.
and that's just not the way to do it.
It's a lot of work.
Like all three of us started kind of the same way,
Just for fun.
just for fun. I always start the podcast by talking about how we became friends. So quick summary of that. You guys probably saw on video the first time I met Danny. It was like SHOT Show 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
The first time I met Mike in person, we were all kind of connected on Instagram, and then we just met at like the Vertex booth at SHOT Show, whenever that was.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, we only missed 1 year of SHOT, but wait, did we? Yeah.
It's 1 year.
Because of COVID, and I
Yeah.
feel like it's been so long.
Yeah, I mean that's part of the reason why I planned this trip to come see you guys, because it's just been too long. I mean, you came by my place.
Yeah,
over the
dude, I
summer.
crashed at your driveway for like a week,
It was fun.
and you fed me like I was Korean.
Yeah,
and I
dude.
can't eat like that.
Nonstop, just
Yo.
nonstop food.
But I mean, like, from the first SHOT Show, we were just like, we clicked and we meshed, and then that was like the SHOT Show crew, and it has been
Yeah,
every
year.
SHOT Show.
Yeah, because we're all like-minded and kind of same personality-wise. All have like the same aspirations and goals or
Mhm.
similar. Some people, dude, in the community, though. I mean, it's any community, but specifically that whole crowd. Some people, I love almost everyone, but dude, so toxic. Some of those people, I can't mesh with.
Yeah.
I try to, though. I don't know. It's hard.
But I think in any field of, whether it's a hobby or a profession or anything, it's a proven strategy that you seek out people that have certain skills or things that you're deficient in, but the core of aligning on principles and aligning on
Yeah.
goals and aspirations, and like being with those like-minded people help push each other and advance and grow.
It's a lot of like surrounding yourself with people who are doing better than you, which is like a
Yeah.
common thing, and
Or
I
just positive
believe
energy.
that.
Just,
Yeah, that too.
yeah.
They don't have to be doing better than you, but if they don't like cheer you on and they're not on your team, then it's like, well, what the fuck am I doing hanging out with this dude who
This
like
is such a great podcast,
doesn't
Talon.
care?
Good job.
Thank you so much, and that's it. Thank you guys for listening. Speaking of the whole creator thing, I told this story off recording, and I'm going to tell it again real quick.
Round two.
I might have mentioned this on video before, but I think it's important for people who are in the same realm as us, like creative, and it can relate to anything, like any kind of sport, but I relate it to YouTube, photography, camera stuff. There's beginner level, intermediate level, and a professional level. I would like to say that we're all on like a professional level. It's not Danny's full-time thing, but you could get there if you wanted to. I mean, you got family, so it might not be like the best decision to make because you got to have a little more solid foundation than fucking the Instagram algorithm and shit like that.
Yeah,
but
it's got to go beyond that.
So the beginners, when getting into anything, like I said, sports, or in this case, photography, videography, this was told to me by the owner of Revel 8, Greco. Shout out to Greco. And this was when my YouTube channel was coming up, and it was a quote from someone else, and he said that beginners always focus on the gear, whether it's sports equipment or, in our case, cameras. So people who start go out, buy the best of the best camera and different lenses and lights and shit like that. And then they get super wrapped up in that, but they don't actually know how to use it. And then once you start using the stuff more, you become an intermediate user and you focus more on the technique and you learn how to get the right lighting and shoot in certain scenarios. You figure out all your camera settings and stuff like that. And then you're intermediate at that point. So you're going to be... Ooh, fill me up too while you're doing that. We're drinking Buffalo Trace, not a sponsor. So the intermediate people focus on the technique.
Could be a sponsor, though.
Could be a sponsor.
Hit us up.
And then the professional people, like ourselves, that is when you realize that it's not about the gear you have or the technique you use. It's a combination of that. The main thing is the content. So for Danny's case, you want to have the best content that you enjoy making. You can't just cater to an audience. You got to do the stuff that you want to do. I can shoot a video or a podcast like this on a cell phone and still tell the story to get the point across, to make something watchable, and the actual content can be good without using crazy technique and without using crazy cameras. So
you know what I think it is?
What is it?
So when you're starting out, like, you don't know what you don't know. And it's...
Yeah. It's I'm not saying it like a bad thing either, because everyone goes through that. We all probably went through that.
I went through that
still
trap.
Don't know what we don't know, but yeah.
Yeah, but like when you're first getting into, like, say, photography, you don't know what you don't know, but you have this... I don't know what the relationship is, but you feel like if you have the best products that are available to consumers, that somehow will make you better.
It can definitely make content better if the content's already there, but most of the time it's not. And you don't know how to use it. So
yeah,
would my videos look better on a Red? Probably, but I'm not.
Make them probably.
No, it would take so long. Processing all that data would be fucking ridiculous.
Like I don't know if I don't think either of you guys are into golf, but
no.
I'm into golf.
I used to work at a golf course. Mike's a
really?
yeah. I used to work at one.
I used to work at a golf place.
Yeah,
like I used to work at a golf range in college.
I think I did more destruction at that golf course than I did any good there.
I drove the ball picking up cart at a driving range.
Did you really?
I did that. No, I did that. I did that.
You did that?
I did that. And it's
and
funny.
People were trying to just slam you while you're out there.
Every freaking time that you drive that thing, as you approach where everyone's just launching balls from,
well, that's what you do.
Everybody tries to hit you.
You gotta have headphones on, right? It's probably that would scare the shit out of me. Just getting like
the first time you're
just
like,
yeah, like just, and you can't see it coming because like it's a freaking white golf ball moving
so fast,
super fast.
Yeah.
No, but like okay, so I have I know a lot of people that golf, and this happens all the time. Like intermediate golfers get into the game and they're just like, oh yeah, just give me the best clubs. And then they switch out their clubs every year. They're just like, oh, I need the next best thing or the next best thing. And it's like, dude, the clubs aren't making your game any better. You got to learn the skills.
Yeah, you could be golfing.
You need a big Bertha if you're gonna go big.
Yeah.
One of those crazy putters that are like with the long things
it
on
just,
them.
I mean, it just like in any field. But like, yeah, I know that. Okay, I'll say what it was for me.
Wait, Razor's going by.
Razor's going by.
You guys are messing up our podcast. Shout out to Polaris again.
But I'll speak for myself, but like I bought like a pretty good camera thinking that would somehow make me better. And I mean, like, when you don't know how to use a camera, it doesn't matter what camera you pick up, it's just all going to be crap.
I'll be the devil's advocate here though.
Okay.
We are all gear guys and we're creating content, yes, but I think we all really enjoy the gear behind the content as well.
That's a big piece
like
of it,
I did some like camera videos early on because I was new on YouTube and I was like super into camera stuff.
Mm-hmm.
My progression was actually pretty like spot on for a YouTube creator. I started on a point and shoot, the Canon G7X.
Yep.
I upgraded to a T6i and then got into the DSLR crop sensor up to an 80D, which had some better features and better lenses.
Canon for life.
Canon for life. And then I went to
Shout out to Sony.
60
Sony
Mark
Alpha.
II. No, fuck Sony. Fuck you. Not a sponsor. Canon, you can be a sponsor. Fuck Sony.
I actually started on Nikon, but sorry, continue.
Well, we don't talk about Nikon on this. And then, yeah, I went to a full frame after that, and now I'm shooting on an EOS R. Could I upgrade and get something better? Absolutely, but I have 2 cameras, uses the new mirrorless mounts and everything, so this dude knows we're recording a podcast now, and I bet you he's flying past here as
He's
fast
like,
as he
Let's
can.
F this guy up.
I'm glad he doesn't have an exhaust on that thing. Here it comes. Meow. Get
That's the
a
same
better
guy.
Razor, man. Get a Turbo S or a General.
Yeah, we need to influence him to upgrade his gear.
All right. Danny just made his drinks. Do you pour the liquor first or the
yeah.
soda first?
So, yeah, we talked about this before the podcast. So I asked the question, when you're making a cocktail,
Yep.
right, do you pour liquor first or the mixer first? And I think we all unanimously said that it's
Liquor first.
liquor first.
Because like you could dump a little bit of soda in. Like what about people that do like liquor soda, or like whatever else you're mixing in with it?
They're freaks.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Freaks.
Aside,
You're not a freak. If you do that.
You're a freak.
aside from bartenders, I mean, just like when you're like this.
Yeah,
we're drinking out
yeah,
here
yeah.
On a
Well,
campsite.
you do it at the same time, right?
Well, bartenders too. They're putting liquor in first. They're doing the counts, and then they top it off with whatever the mixer is.
Ice first.
I used not professionally bartend, but like I would have house parties with my brother.
And you would bartend at your.
I would bartend
parties.
at my house because they're at my house and they're drinking. I'm controlling how much these fools are drinking, and so like
Okay.
I make them come to the kitchen.
Mind you, this is a Korean speaking,
Yeah,
so they drink a lot.
We drink
if you're
a lot.
wondering.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was waiting for the follow up on that. I'm like, I don't know that.
yeah, just belligerent drunk. So yeah, I mean at my house, like I want to control how much liquor they can drink, however much beer that they want, they can serve themselves. But liquor, I would serve it at my house. But a buddy of mine and I, when Groupon was a thing, we
Is it not a thing anymore?
I don't know. Is it? I don't
think
pay
it
attention
is.
This
anymore.
thing, I'm pretty sure.
I mean, it was popular when they first launched, and we signed up for a bartending class, and then after that, I started serving liquor like at my will at my party. When
Did you
people
sign up because you wanted to chase a side hustle?
No, I just wanted
fun?
to. It was just for fun. In like understanding basic cocktails, like if it's a 1-to-1 ratio, you pour at the same time. But that's more of
Yeah.
like serving, right? Like when you're serving and stuff. But like
Yeah.
I'll just say like, but at home, yeah, when we're at home, like I went to your house a couple of days ago and we were making Manhattans. You and I both, when we drink at home, we will measure from the bottle to a shot glass and then pour the shot glass
Yeah,
in.
for sure. So like a Manhattan is like 2 shots of. We got Basil Hayden's in the van actually too.
Yeah.
Not a sponsor, could be a sponsor.
Yeah.
And then 3/4 of vermouth, and then cherries. Get the dank cherries. Didn't have them, but yeah. I don't really drink like soda a whole lot unless we're doing stuff like this. Like I don't want to.
It makes a difference.
What a Manhattan?
The dank cherries.
Oh, the dank cherries.
It makes a huge difference.
Like the cherries we had with lunch today. Those were good cherries.
They're
Not
dank.
not super dank, but they were pretty good.
Yeah.
They're good cherries. Yeah, so Roger from QVO was just in town, so we were all hanging out, had
What's up,
some
Raj?
lunch. What up, dude?
Shout out to Roger. Shout out to QVO.
QVO Tactical. Yeah, we were also talking about doing a trip to Rainier. So Danny flew in from the Pacific Northwest specifically to hang out with Mike and I. He got a little bit of time off. But I think we should take the vans up to Rainier and hang out up there.
Like Mount Rainier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or around the area. There's some crazy named national forest around there. It's like 4 words. I forget what the fuck it is.
By,
Gifford Pincott National Forest. Does that ring a bell?
I think so.
Something like that.
I don't know. Oh, there's some cool names. Snoqualmie.
Snoqualmie. Yep.
I like that word.
Snoqualmie.
I usually go to the Olympic Forest or the National Forest.
Have you been to many national forests? Or like how often do you get out camping? Because you wanted to come camp with Mike and I because him and I do this a lot. But like, do you get out yourself too?
I mean, it's tough. So I have 3 kids, 3 young kids. And so
The
like
cutest fucking kids ever too.
Yeah,
My dad.
it-
I don't like children, and your kids are fucking so cute.
they're so well behaved.
They're so well behaved.
My wife and I are definitely lucky to have such
No other kids
well-behaved
are as cute as Asian babies.
Yeah,
pretty
that's what it is. Asian babies.
Yeah, but like camping with kids. So like growing up, my dad took us camping a lot. We like, especially in the summer, we'd go like 3-4 times a year.
You guys like tent camping, or
Yeah,
do you have a
tent camping.
pop up or anything?
No, tent camping. It was just always tent camping, and yeah, I mean, I give props to my dad for bringing 2 kids out and just all the gear.
Yeah,
To
dude.
take care of the kids and stuff. And so like now I'm there, and it's just so much crap to bring.
Literal crap too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
lots of
diapers.
crap.
Yeah.
Lots of diapers.
Diapers, shit
So
containment.
yeah, with the kids, I mean,
Things.
we make a point to at least go once a year.
So you do you go out in your Volkswagen? What do you got? What do you drive?
Yeah, so I drive a Volkswagen All-Track.
It's dope.
It is dope.
I love it, but I just wish more people liked it, and I wish it was a more popular vehicle that like had aftermarket support and all that stuff.
It's all-wheel drive and lifted, wheels, tires, max
Yeah.
tracks. Like,
Yeah, roof basket.
Yeah, it's like an Outback or the Audi. What's the
All
Audi
road.
one?
It's
All road, yeah.
Yeah,
Or the Volvo one.
Yeah,
It's got
it's-
the similar
yeah.
aesthetic.
it's a similar aesthetic, and it's definitely. I mean, like no luxury features or anything like that, but I mean, it's a great car.
No, it has brown leather. It is dope.
Yeah,
It's luxury.
it is pretty cool. I only rode in it once, I think, when we
Yeah.
were up there. But
You actually drove it a couple miles.
oh yeah, what did we do? We picked some.
Yeah,
I
went.
wasn't
We
there.
went to my family's burger joint, and I had you drive because I had to drive the minivan with my.
Oh
with my
yeah,
kids.
yeah, that's right. I did drive it. Okay.
Yeah.
turbo power.
It's got like lane
Lane
detection
keep
and all that shit.
yeah,
lane
it's-
keep,
it's-
yeah.
I mean, like Mike and I talked about this on our long drive from Utah. We were talking about cars. I mean, we talked about like EVs and all sorts of things. But like, I was telling Mike about just like that B-Dub's value, because it's like $30,000, but it's like lane keep. It has adaptive cruise control. Like if I'm cruising on the freeway, like I would have to touch my steering wheel.
It
Like
parks itself.
yeah, it has like auto park.
I've never used that, and I'd kind of be afraid to, because like I grew up in a town where the streets were super narrow. You had to parallel park like quite
Yeah.
frequently,
So
even
you're a
though
pro.
not a pro, but like I
pro.
whipped this thing into parking spots. I tried to park in the parking lot at the place we had lunch today.
Mm-hmm.
It was so fucking tight. Like that parking lot was way
hard
too
pass
small.
on that one.
I like went back and forth a few times. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna park at the supermarket across the street. I'm
The
like,
big
fuck.
parking lot.
Yeah, I was like, fuck that, dude.
Yeah.
So you go camping. You take
go
the
camping.
all.
No, I don't, because I can't fit all 3 kids
Minivan.
into it. We take the minivan
Yep.
camping.
So would you bring the minivan up to a spot like this?
It will make it for sure.
Yeah,
How'd
it'll
you
make
feel
it.
about this fan when I was going up? Were you guys like, this dude?
Well-
or were you like, oh, he's got it?
Well,
No.
we can talk about that, because I got different feelings about the ProMaster now.
Oh,
Like,
you're oh,
The
Okay.
one turn where I hit you on the radio, I'm like, you gonna go up where that gnarly turn is? Because when we came around that, I think you had the poop cruiser at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I was in the van. It was gnarly then, because there was a ton of snow. It was like packed ice and shit. And even the Tacoma, you brought the Tacoma up here. We've been up here a few times now.
Yep.
And I set a static shot up, I think, of you going around that turn, and your suspension's like creaking around. I was like, damn, dude, this is kind of like gnarly. And then the road in here was so washboard. Like, I thought my
It
van
was
was going to
bad.
explode.
Yeah, I was like, like, I have like 10 new rattles I gotta track down in there.
it was gnarly for sure.
This is probably the worst fucking road that I've driven the van on. I went out Rampart Road one time, like 2 years ago, and that was pretty bad, like
Yeah.
washboard, because you can drive fast on it. It's graded typically pretty well.
Yeah.
And
The
that just
washboard is from the rain, though. The rain comes, and then it basically makes. That's why it looks like
oh,
waves,
because the rain.
and then it
oh, okay.
goes deeper and deeper and deeper.
I
So
thought it
we've
was
been-
more from traffic too.
It's really from rain. It's
Okay.
the main reason. So we've had some heavy rain here, and so that's why they haven't like graded that, and it is.
It's bad. Like even
Yeah.
walking over it, I'm like, it's kind of like uncomfortable to walk over. It's like you're stepping in ditches every 2 fucking steps.
Yeah.
It is gnarly.
But yeah, I mean, I haven't taken the. This is. Not that this is gnarly per se, like compared to what I usually do, but
More
probably the
gnarly.
gnarliest stuff I've taken the ProMaster on so far.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We were nervous. Like when you were attacking some of those hills and turns, we're like, I don't know.
Yeah, we went out about a mile or 2 past where we're found this camp spot at right now, and there was a really like fast hill section, and we stopped, and I was talking to Danny. Danny was riding with me. I was like, he's gonna need speed for this one. And then Mike goes flying up. I can't see the trail in front of us.
Full send.
Full send, but there's
You need the speed.
You gotta
Just
do it.
Full spend.
and there's big like runoff drainage things, and he's like hopping over, and then I'm following him like, oh shit, I didn't see that there. And I'm like, fine. And then we make it up. We ended up having to turn around. Mike went and scouted it and said it was a little too bad, but I have a new appreciation for the ProMaster, because last time we did a podcast with Will and Courtney, Future in the Rear View, they had their ProMaster, which is, did you lift this at all?
It's not lifted.
Okay.
No, it has like 0 ground clearance.
Yeah, it has 0 ground clearance because of all the RV stuff under. So they have a little bit more ground clearance. It's a little bit lifted. But I watched Will drive up. We went up to these like mountain lakes, and the road up was super steep, like loose rock. And what I've come to determine now is that if you have good enough tires, which you got those BF Goodrich all-terrains.
Yep, the KO2s.
So you got the KO2s, I got KO2s. If you have decent tires, ground clearance helps in certain situations, but if you know how to drive off-road, that is a lot of it. Yeah. I see so many people talking shit on the ProMaster, like, oh, it's fucking terrible, you can't go anywhere. And that's like true to an extent, but I think a lot of people who don't even know how to drive off-road just pick up that philosophy. They don't drive off-road because they don't know how to, and then they think that their van sucks. But like where you took the van today, half the time, like Danny and I were laughing. We're just like, oh, Mike's fucking sending it,
dude. we would jokingly send, like, just tell. We would encourage him, like, send it.
Yeah, that's why I was on the radio. I'm like, fucking send it, dude.
I was kind of surprised because, like, when it comes to off-roading, like, I have pretty big balls, but when I was going up that and you guys said send it, I was like, these douchebags. Like, I was going to send it anyway, but I was expecting you guys to say,
no,
I don't know
Mike,
if you could.
Know,
and then I would have the gratification.
Like, oh, he did it.
Well, let's see. I'll show you. But no, you were just like, send it, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
we're giving you the gratification back. Like, yeah. we jokingly said it on the radio, but then when the radio was off, we're like, oh shit.
I think I was just sending. I was telling you to send it because like I knew you were gonna do it anyway, and I know you, so I was like, fucking send it, dude. Like you might break something, and if you do, fuck it. Like I got my van here, we'll get it unstuck. But it fucking made it all the way up. I don't know how you turned around up there. I backed down that entire hill.
Speed.
Just real fast.
I looked at it because I turned around and I don't like. So no doubt 4-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. Yeah, you almost felt it. No doubt 4-wheel drive or all-wheel drive is better. Like, there's no arguing that. But where you were like, I think I could turn around. Nah, I'm just gonna back down. I didn't really feel like backing down, honestly. So I like saw that and I was like, all right, front-wheel drive. If I get stuck here, I'm stuck.
Backwards.
Like, I'm stuck bad.
Yeah.
Like, forwards is a tree, and if I can't go backwards up this hill, so I just like, what? Just like got as far up the hill as I could, and then
smashing shit
like,
on the back.
I was up enough to where I was like, okay, now I can. It was just like a 1-point turn.
Yeah, and that's all the stuff that you guys don't see on our videos. Like you'll see some of it here and there, but like it's just, especially when we're all together, it's so fun to just like do stuff, and I don't feel like pulling out my camera to film half of the
yeah,
stuff.
we'll go set up a tripod so I can like YOLO it up this hill.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be cool. People would like it.
By myself, I'll do that, like when I have no time restraints and no like nothing else going on. But yeah, on a day like today, like this is all just for fun. I'm gonna make a video of this. It'll come out like this Wednesday, and you guys can check it out on my channel. Mike will come out
at some point.
No promise.
Mike's lazy, so
2 weeks out from today-ish,
Okay.
I bet.
Yeah, that'll be good.
But yeah, it was good. I mean, I was a little impressed. There was a couple of those hills where I was like, so you scope, once you have a little bit of experience, you kind of see the hill and you're like, if I can't actually make it, like, am I in real danger?
Yeah,
and
like
those
you're not
ones, like, no, I would lose momentum, I would lose traction, then I could control,
come
get
back
down. So I don't just like full send like stupidly.
Yeah.
And so that's where some people probably get in trouble. But at the same time, most people in a ProMaster would not have attempted most of the stuff.
No, like even, I mean, even maybe that first turn that we were talking about that like is gnarly in the snow. It's not too bad right now. Like,
yeah,
dude, even coming in, that washboard is so bad. Like,
yeah.
Typically, I was telling Danny, typically on a road like that, if I'm gonna be off road for like half a day or something, all air down.
Yeah.
And it would have made it a little bit better, but it was so bad that I don't think it would have done much.
Yeah.
40s would have made it better, but that's about it.
Yeah, bring the tremor up. You could have just
Yeah.
done 100 over it.
Just
but.
ate all of it. Just eat it all up.
Yeah, usually I'll just fly down it, and in that like entry road where it's just a long straightaway, usually I fly. I'm just doing like 60 on that road to smooth it out, because it does. You're just like a Baja truck,
it's
kind of
just like
bounces, but your body is floating. But this, it's so heavy and just front wheel drive,
and there's so much
started
stuff
to send
in it.
and it kind of started drifting because it's crowned, that road.
Yeah.
And it started and I was like, all right.
It did that. It did that for us too. Like I was
Yeah.
driving one-handed, just kind of like talking, and it started drifting, and then I was like, real quick, just grabbed the wheel with both hands. I was like, "Ooh,
Yeah.
you're in no
Yeah.
danger there because you're just going into the ditch and whatever." But
Yeah, a little danger, I think. So
I don't think it would be enough to like roll the van.
maybe not.
I saw a video of someone like testing out four-wheel drive sprinters and like seeing their tipping point. And it makes me feel way better about the stuff that I've done, because I've done some stuff in like Death Valley, which was like super off camber, like you have no choice, and it's lean in, and I'm like, all right, most of my weight's down low, like I got full tank of water and gas and whatever, batteries, and then I'm like, ooh, that was close, like I don't want to do that again. And then I saw this video, and these fucking things can go like way far over. I think it's because you're sitting so high up.
You feel like
that like you feel like you're tipping way over your center of gravity, but
I still get scared. Like in my trucks, they're just like wide and kind of. I like to keep them as low as possible.
Yeah.
Like I'm very confident in off-camber stuff, but in this or in that, I don't know. I don't have enough faith in it yet. I think.
Yeah, I mean, the more you do, like there wasn't anything really off camber on the way in here, but You'll learn the limits of it.
Yeah, there was a little when I did that little weird turnaround.
Oh yeah, like one tire goes up a bank and you're like, whoop. Or driving up the bank onto your property where we camped in that other video.
Like probably the sketchiest that I've done on the ProMaster.
Like fucking 6 back and forwards, like what? Just full send up the bank.
I was like, with enough speed, we can do it.
Yeah, and you did. And then I left before you did, and then you got stuck.
Yeah. We won't talk about that.
We won't talk about that. I mean, from here to get out back to a main road is fine though. If we would have camped if we would have found a place to camp up there.
Oh, I would have come out with you.
I would have been a little worried, yeah. Like
yeah, from here it's fine, but
most of that downhill would have been fine, but like some of those big humps, you didn't bottom out, but you could have gotten pretty close.
Quite a bit. But no, that one part where you backed up to see if that gate was private.
Yeah.
That I didn't know if it could make it up that.
Yeah.
So that was like the one section.
There's a clip of Mike here. I'll put it on the screen right here. This is him coming back down that hill, and it doesn't look like super gnarly. Actually, the memory card's over there. You should grab it and throw it on your iPad.
Oh yeah, I'll grab it.
Doesn't look super gnarly, but
it never looks gnarly on camera. Like it just it just doesn't capture it.
But also like I don't know, I come from a little bit different background. It wasn't gnarly, but in a 10,000-pound front wheel drive tiny tire van, it's a little more gnarly.
I think I don't think people fully understand that too. Like when I say something's gnarly that I'm doing in the van, some stuff that I've got into is actually gnarly for like real 4-wheel drive vehicles. But if I say like the washboard coming in, like gnarly is just an adjective that's been in my vocabulary forever.
It's relative though. Yeah,
it's relative to like what you're doing. So like,
would it be gnarly in the Turbo S? No, it'd be a joy.
You would just be doing 100. Yeah, in the van though, like it's gnarly because the whole van like
is rattling like crazy.
I got so much. I haven't cleaned out my van in a while, so everything in here is just like, and I'm like, is that fucking glass back there? Like, what is that noise, dude? It's so goddamn loud. But
oh man,
yeah, it's all relative. But yeah, that road that we did go up, gnarly for the vans.
Yeah.
For the ProMaster for sure.
Yeah, like kind of bringing it back. Like I go camping with my family once a year, and it's in the minivan, and we go to like the campgrounds you reserve.
Yep.
So you don't got to deal with any trail. It's all asphalt. You just pull into your camp spot and we tent camp. But yeah, I wanted to camp with you guys out here because I would be getting out a bit further than I normally would with my kids.
True.
Yeah. And
You're living a real life LLOD video.
yeah,
How's it feel? Does it live up to the hype?
This is a Weekenderlander.
this is a
is
Weekenderlander.
Weekenderlander.
It does. I mean, I just want to hype it up even more and just make all the viewers just super jealous.
Hanging out with Mike in his van. I'm
Super
sleeping in
jealous.
Mike's van.
Yeah, I mean, and the other thing is too, because like, you know, like I don't have a need for a van like either of these two, and one, it just wouldn't fit my family of 5 in the way I would just get an RV. Like I would just get a straight up RV or an RV trailer.
This is like a lot of people like assume that it's kind of mainstream now, which it is to an extent, but it's not for everyone.
It's not for everyone, and I wanted a firsthand experience, like, you know, van camping, because it's way. I mean, it's absolutely way more comfortable than tent camping.
Yeah,
Like,
but
the
it's
setup,
still an
tear down.
adventure. Like a lot of people, like
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of your viewers, Mike, were like, "Oh, you got a fucking van? Like, oh, you got a toilet and a shower? I miss when you camped in a rooftop tent." And people were
Yeah.
like kind of pissy about it.
Yeah. And I
But-
just said, I do what I want.
I do what I want
Yeah.
all the time. But it's like a different adventure. It's just like
Yeah.
depending on the van and the vehicle that you're in, any fucking vehicle, dude, we could be doing this in like Honda Civics with rooftop tents, and
Yeah.
we would have a fucking blast,
Yeah.
dude. You take them as far as you could possibly go, and then when you can't go any further, find a spot to park for the night, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I always say. It kind of comes full circle back to gear. Like, I need the gear to do the stuff. You don't really need the gear to do the stuff. And what I say on my channel all the time is just like, take whatever you have.
Yeah.
Like, if I can take a 10,000-pound two-wheel drive giant van and like have some fun with it, you could take your Ford Taurus or Honda Civic or whatever.
Right.
And obviously you're not going to wheel hardcore, but you could get out there a little bit and have some fun.
Yeah, it goes the same thing for like motorcycles. I've been on a big motorcycle kick now that I have a house and a garage. I can keep everything in one spot and I can ride them whenever I want. Like I haven't been, since I got my Grom the other week, I haven't been driving at all. This is the first time I drove the van in like fucking 2 weeks now. But a Grom or the Ruckus, a lot of people were like, why the fuck would you buy that? It only does 40 miles an hour and this and that. I'm like, yeah, but it's its own adventure. It's 2 wheels, super slow, so you got to pick your routes carefully. Like you can do certain things that other motorcycles can't. I fucking rode it downtown to meet up for dinner with my cousin the other night. Could have parked it on the sidewalk, and I was like, can I just park this right here? He's like, yeah, because legally you can in Colorado. And then he's like, the valet dude walked outside. He's like, yo, is that a Ruckus? And I'm like, yeah. He's like,
They're cool
oh, so
looking.
sick.
Yeah.
He's like, do you want to valet it? He's like, I won't charge you. I'm like, yeah. So they have a gated garage. And I'm like,
He's like,
They
I just want to
valet-
ride
yeah.
it.
yeah. Fucking brand new. It had like, I don't know, 100 miles on it. I gave him the key. I'm like, yeah, dude, here you go. Like, take it around the city. I don't give a fuck. Just don't crash it and like don't fuck it up. He's like, no. I'll just take it down to the garage. I'm like, dude, honestly, if you take it, don't care. Like, I'll be back in an hour or something. And he took it down to the garage. I'm sure he did some laps around the fucking parking garage. And yeah, it's all about like just using what you have to fucking have fun. And
Yeah.
I don't discriminate, dude.
And it's all about not caring what other people do with their own money. I don't get that. When someone's like, well, we just spend money on it. Because it's my money?
Yeah.
I'll do whatever I want with
Why
it.
not?
Like,
Yeah.
ugh.
Like what you and I talked about on the podcast that we did, like a lot of people are like, oh, you don't stick to your roots anymore. You're not a normal guy anymore. I'm like, yeah, you're right. But you saw me when I was a normal guy. I'm still a pretty normal guy. But you saw all the fucking work I put in over the past 5 years to open up all of these opportunities that have now presented themselves to me.
Yeah.
And I can do cool things with friends, and I can get a new motorcycle to show on the channel, and like I can do all of these things because of the work that I put in. So it may be like inspirational seeing a super normal dude like just starting out a channel doing stuff with what he has, but it should be more inspirational to see someone who's consistent with that shit, like you taking photos,
Yeah.
to now almost turning it into a fucking business where
Yeah.
you can like do whatever you want and work with
I mean,
bigger
to Mike's
brands and
point
shit.
about like, who cares how other people spend their money? Who cares what other people are doing? Like it would be like, dude, I didn't start this YouTube channel for you. Like whatever you think I need to be. Like I didn't do that You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
So it's like, to a certain degree, I mean, the internet can be very toxic. And, I'm sure you guys deal with it a lot, like the comment sections and this, that, like, and I get very little traffic in my comment section. Like, that's negative. But like, when it does come in, like, it really, like, it messes with you, because like, you read into it too much, and you are a person, right? And, and so, but like, I don't know. I hear all the big influencers talking about, like, dude, just stay out of that comment, but like, just stay out of it. Don't look in there.
Yeah. I
look in there.
I reply to some. I mean, dude, I read all my comments, but like, I don't reply to a lot. And especially on YouTube, I'll just straight up block someone. If I post a 20-minute camping video and someone's like, you didn't fucking wash that chicken when you cooked it. I'm like, fucking what, dude? You wash your chicken? Apparently people wash chicken.
Yeah, you're talking about this a lot.
I'm like, what the fuck you mean, dude? Like, nah, bro. I'll eat dirt off the ground right now. Like, I'm gonna throw that chicken right on the goddamn pan. I'm gonna cook it. I'm gonna eat it.
Yeah, you kill all the germs when you cook it.
And like, if they do it jokingly to an extent, it's fine. But if some people just watch a full length video that I like did a lot of cool stuff in, and I'm like proud of the video, and they're like, what a fucking idiot, you didn't wash your chicken. I'm like, I don't even reply. I'm just like, fuck you, blocked. Like, I don't care.
I get sucked into the comments. I'm like, well, if you said this to me in real life, I would wreck you. So I'm going to wreck you right here in the comments as well.
That's the thing. Most people, you more than me, but no one would, I shouldn't say no one. Not many people would talk shit to you in person.
Yeah, probably not.
Because you're a pretty big dude.
I mean, not that big, but like, it's just, that doesn't happen in real life.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm enough of a threat to most people that you get hit.
And yeah, and like, if you know me too, like I've had, I think, like one negative thing said to me in passing. I think it was at SHOT Show or something.
Oh, in real life. In
real life, yeah. I forget what it was. It was like a backhand compliment type of thing. Dude, I forget what the fuck he said, but it was like real fast. Like, I just walked past him and he's like,
you
oh,
got some craft beer froth on your
no. that I would have stopped and been like, the
man.
fuck you say, dude? No, but like, the dude said something like, fucking Sunday Gunday, yeah, you the stuff you do is like, I don't agree with everything. And I was just like, why would you say that? It wasn't that like verbatim, but it was something along the lines of like, I'm not really going to take offense to it, but why even say that?
Loser's gonna loser.
Yeah, and that's kind of what it was. And I was just like, oh, yeah, thanks, man, and just kept walking. Like, you know who I am, and you know what I do, but...
Like, I don't think there would be a time ever in my life where I would, like, be verbally a hater to anyone. Like, if there's someone I'm just like, total douchebag, loser, like, doesn't know what he's talking about, and he walked by, I'll just be like, hey, like, why would I waste my time?
Yeah,
Dude,
you have no reason to verbally start stuff. Like, what's the point?
Wrong with people?
There's literally no point.
I don't
get
it.
The anonymity of the internet fucking amplifies that.
Yeah,
like,
YouTube is
tenfold.
The most toxic.
Oh, it's so
other than
bad.
like playing like League of Legends or something like that. That's the toxic place.
You play League of Legends?
Like 10 years ago, I did.
I used to play Counter-Strike.
Oh, dude, Counter-Strike was
CS,
my jam.
yeah.
So my home office, I think I'm gonna, like I told you guys, I'm gonna turn into like a streaming kind of setup.
Yeah.
And
you can stream? You can, like, gaming streaming? I just got a new PC.
Did you?
Yeah, I got a 3080 in it. And
dope.
Yeah.
So you could stream too.
Yeah, I'm gonna try some new games like X Defiance coming out. And
I haven't heard of that one.
Battlefield 2049. I'm a huge nerd.
I don't game a whole lot, but like I like in the past like 2 years or so, I've played a lot of Switch because of traveling. So like all Nintendo games, fucking crush people at. Like I'm confident in my Nintendo skills. Like fucking Mario Kart, dude, get dunked on. I'll fucking smoke your ass.
I don't have a whole lot of skills because I'm old and I barely ever play, but
You're
it's
not
still
old.
fun.
It's fun.
But yeah, I wanna set up a streaming setup in my home office, but dude, the house just costs so much money. I'm like,
Dude, house is dope though.
House is
I just saw it.
Thanks.
You did a good job.
It's nice.
You did a good job furnishing it and everything.
You'll come back and see it tomorrow, I guess, right?
Yeah, I'll be down tomorrow.
Speaking of which, you feeling strong?
Usually, yeah.
You want to move 2 gun safes?
I can help. Yeah.
Not you alone, but
Yeah.
yeah, I gotta do that tomorrow. Fuck, I gotta leave here so early.
Do you have like an appliance dolly or like the
Yeah.
lift straps? Or?
We got, well, we have a big I can't even think of the name. Not a fucking dolly, but like a hand truck type of deal.
Okay, yeah.
We'll figure it out. But yeah, since you saw the house and since you were there too, just like the other day, I got full prints of photos that I've taken.
Nice.
Which have you ever printed your photos? That's a question for Danny.
No. I want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't it one of those things where like you see people like Pete did the bucket shot video,
Yeah.
and it's like, fuck, man, like you got that thing printed out and it just looks so good. It looks so different. Like everything looks so different when it's actually printed in like whatever medium that you do it on.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got. I just watched his like. It was the older video, but like his studio tour kind of. Yeah. He had all those prints, like the 6 of them right there.
Yeah.
I still want to see if Pete hates my Tacoma. I know he hates Tacomas,
He
but like,
hates
would he hate
Tacomas.
my Tacoma as well? You think so?
It's a Tacoma, so I'll text him a picture of
yeah.
it. He'll probably be like, fucking not a Ford.
And then
But I
follow
have
up with
the
the Tremor
Ford as
and be like,
well. I
what
have the
about
Ford as
what
well.
about this one?
That's true. I wonder if he's seen your. I'll fucking text him then. And, well, there's no
that'd be
reception
funny.
here, but
But I okay, so I did
Prince.
a family shoot for a friend.
okay.
And so like I did a family portrait shoot for a friend, and he invited me and my wife over for dinner, and they had printed it out, like canvas printed out, and they had them like all around their living.
Did you give him
space.
like the raw file and everything?
No, I just gave them high res
JPEGs. Okay.
But like, I mean, high res JPEG. I mean, it's printed on canvas, so it wasn't like
It's not super sharp
detailed.
or anything.
it's not super. It's gonna lose its detail anyways because it's on canvas.
But it's wall
Yeah.
art, so.
But it's wall art, and
up to like a 30-inch, like no.
yeah,
no
and it was like
problem.
the first time I've seen my work printed.
And were you like, whoa?
I was like, dude, that looks so good.
yeah.
I haven't printed anything in probably a decade. Like when I first got into photography, I was like super nerded out. Actually, it's how I learned most things in life. I saw an HDR photo, and I forget the dude, but he was like one of the pioneers of HDR, like actually taking 3 exposures and combining
And, yeah,
them.
putting them in
Like
post.
there was like some crazy software you had to use. But I saw that and I was like, how? And I didn't even have a DSLR. So I like started researching. I was like, you need 3 exposures? What's an exposure?
Yeah, what does that even mean?
Got deep in, and I was like, okay, I'm going to buy it. And I bought a D40. 'cause
That's
it could
you
do it.
becoming an intermediate. That's you learning the technique and like, okay, well, I got to do this.
Yeah, and then I was taking all these HDR photos. Like, I would look back at them now and be like, what was that?
The fuck is that?
But,
I hate looking
Saturation,
at my old work.
yeah,
100.
Yeah, 'cause the HDR you go crazy with, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, I printed some of those, and I was just like, I'm a photographer.
I'm a
I'm
photographer
so
now.
good.
This is my new business. Yeah, but what I was saying was I printed some photos from my travels. Like I did the photo from the Grand Tetons. I was
Yeah.
leaving my campsite in the morning, and there was a huge fucking herd of elk because there's an elk like preservation area
Yeah.
right there. So there was like 500 head that had come down from where I was camping in the morning. Super dope shot, snowy Grand Tetons, grass fields, and the elk,
And just a gang of elk.
gang of elk. I did the monolith
Yeah.
just because I like aliens and shit, which when Mike gets back from pissing, we're going to talk about. I took this super smoky shot of Half Dome in Yosemite.
yeah.
I hiked up to Centennial Dome, which is like just west of it, and I couldn't do anything with the photo because it was so smoky. You couldn't see up the whole valley.
Yeah.
So I made it black and white, and it looks so fucking dope. Like
Dude.
favorite photo that I've taken.
Yeah, you know, like I've like in the last year, like seeing your Instagram feed and some of the photos you've been posting in like the last year and a half. Like it's different.
It's because
Different in a good way.
because
Dude,
I like
no offense
like
to
it more.
whatever you're doing earlier, but yeah, your photos in the last year.
Yeah.
Before, thank you. Before I was just like snapping cell phone photos and stuff, but since I've been traveling, I'm like, there's a lot of photos of places in the country that I wanted to take, and I've took them, and now I'm like, oh, they're dope.
Yeah.
So what I was getting at was I printed them on canvas, which, again, not as sharp, and like they're big photos, and I hung them in areas of the house where like you kind of have to stand back anyway to see them. Like one of them is over my stairs that go downstairs, so you have to stand at least like 5 feet back, even further than that. It's of the Dixie National Forest in Utah, and it's so dope. It's like 5 panels that are split. It's like a really cool shot.
I like that.
I got one of the whole Yosemite Valley from the one like creek point that everyone takes photos at. Just super fucking clean, and you have to stand on the other side of the dining room table to see it. So they all look like super sharp. They look really good. And they printed them fast too. So yeah,
Nice.
the whole house is decorated now. When you guys come
I think
back,
there's something to be said about like, seeing work you're proud of.
yeah, it's just better in like a tangible thing.
Yeah.
Because like you take photos, you post them, and then people like and comment and whatever.
And they just kind of disappear into history.
Yeah, I've gotten a few people who are like the shot of Half Dome, which is like my favorite shot. Some people on my Discord, shout out to the Patreon and Discord supporters, love you guys. This podcast is for you. Some people on the Patreon were like, "Yo, let me get that as a phone wallpaper." I'm like, "Bet," fucking sent it and sent the high res and everything. I think some people are still using it actually, but. Yeah, it's cool having something like tangible in your hands that you can look at, like especially once it's up on the wall and you take a step back, you're like, yo, my house looks like a fucking art gallery now. This is cool. It's just like canvas photos all over the place.
I need to do that. I need to print some stuff.
Just picture of a Glock hanging on your wall.
The Gucci Glock, like, my passion, Gucci Glocks.
Yeah, Gucci Glock. Looks so good.
Yeah, do it.
I was telling Danny when you were taking a piss, one of the photos I printed is of the monolith that was in Utah.
Oh yeah.
And earlier you showed me something about aliens. So this is a common reoccurring thing. We talk about aliens. What was the article that you showed me?
Yeah, so it was actually one of those declassified FBI documents. It was like a memo. And
it was the thing that Trump was like, you have to tell us about UFOs.
yeah. And Tom DeLonge, like, you should ask Pete about, like, Tom, really. Because he's apparently in deep.
I don't know how Pete is about aliens and stuff, but Tom is, like, the mecca of...
Tom hardcore, yeah. I thought, like, a couple years ago, he was like, I got contacted by some alien association, and I'm going to kind of be the ambassador, like, the liaison to, like...
To talk to the aliens?
No, like, to talk to the public, releasing, classified information about the aliens to the public. Okay. Basically, I'll have to look it up. But yeah, one of the craziest ones is this declassified FBI thing where they're like legit, they're like total stereotypical alien. They're like, we discovered 3 flying saucers 50 feet wide with a 8-foot tall dome in the central. Each of the 3 flying saucers had 3 3-foot tall humanoids with metallic suits with underneath the suits were wrapped in bandages akin to like a fighter pilot, G-force suit or whatever.
Wait, this was released by the U.S. government?
Yeah, it's like on FBI.gov or whatever. Yeah, like you go and you can download this
Where
memo.
did they find it? Did they say where?
I think New Mexico.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
Yeah, but they found 3 flying saucers with 3
humanoid
3-foot tall Martians inside each one in the little space suits. Yeah. And then at the end,
how do we know that's legit though?
I don't know. It's on FBI.gov.
Yeah, dude. I mean, if it's on like FBI.gov, like
yeah, but I mean, it was like a memo. It wasn't like this is a detailed breakdown of this study or whatever. Like,
but still a memo. Like that's gotta be. It's gotta have some validity to it.
Something. But then like at the bottom, people were like, what happened to this? And all it said was like, FBI did not investigate further.
Fuck.
It's like, what do you mean? I said Roswell.
That's lying.
Yeah.
That's lying. You didn't investigate further. Fuck out of here.
No, they did. It's just they didn't. They said they didn't.
Said they didn't.
They did.
Yeah, fuck. Yeah. That's stupid.
Aliens, man.
So I went to Roswell. I stayed there for like 3 or 4 days or something like that. Have you been?
Never.
It's a weird town. Like they really lean into the alien thing.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
They have like an alien art museum, which I went to, which is kind of cool. Mm-hmm. It's just like some artist made this like glow in the dark, like a haunted house type of thing. Mm-hmm. But you walk through and it's like a spaceship and outer space and whatever. And then they had a not a 3D, fucking like VR spaceship alien encounter thing. So basically it like gave you all of the history of the Roswell crash in I'm gonna fuck up the year. It was like 47 or like early 90s or early 1900s, whenever the fuck that happened. But after looking at the photos, like the actual photos that were released from that, I want it to be fucking aliens for sure.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's the crazy newer stuff now with like the Navy or Air Force fighter pilots and all of their footage and their testimonials, basically about like, oh yeah, TikTok shaped object, G forces that nothing could survive, right down into the water,
stopping, and yeah,
and these are like not crazy people that are giving these testimonies. These are like actual.
The Roswell thing was definitely not aliens, unfortunately, but the whole town leans into it hard. Like aliens painted on shop windows. They sell like blow up alien dolls and totem poles and shit.
Is it all skinny, big eyed aliens, or is it like
mostly like
Predator and aliens?
Nah, mostly like green, big fucking black eyes, stuff like that.
What would you rather encounter? Like big eyed like right over there, they're like rolling up on us.
Okay.
Big eyed skinny alien dude, or like crazy alien,
like Alien from AVP alien,
or like
not
Predator.
That.
Yeah, I'd rather get the skinny big-eyed alien than
I think so.
Predator.
But like the crazy aliens, like AVP aliens, like if I had like my 300 blackout, stand a chance.
Well,
but the big-eyed aliens, no, they got like mind control stuff, like. They're on a different level.
Knowing, like, if I just right now in this clearing right here saw AVP alien, like alien with the big fucking dome head, fucking pulling out TS-43X, I'm blasting that motherfucker. Like, I don't want to kill an alien though.
Yeah, but that alien's not coming in peace. But the other alien, like that alien, you're either gonna die a quick death or kill it.
Yeah.
But the big-eyed alien, you don't know what's gonna happen.
The big eye, like stereotypical short humanoid. I would like to think they're like gray. Like I got aliens tattooed on my arm now. Like if they look like that, like cool.
The grays.
I'm not gonna shoot them.
Or the
just like.
How into the aliens are you?
So everyone thinks I'm like super into them because I talk about it all the time. It's just fucking interesting to talk about.
Yeah.
But I got this whole tattoo was just like an artwork thing. Someone asked the other day, they're like, "Why do you have so many tattoos?" Because I fucking like artwork. Like I just appreciate music and art and painting and all that stuff.
I do what I want.
And I do what I want. I like tattoos. I hate myself internally, and pain feels great.
Great answer.
Great answer. No, but so I got this tattoo just because I always wanted to get like a scene like this. It's like a full scene from like the top of my shoulder, like collarbone, all the way down to my wrist, and it's the next graphic on my ski board.
Oh, nice.
So cool. This whole arm is my previous 2-year ski board, and the 2021 probably to 2023 ski board is going to be like alien graphics. They're out now. You can pick them up on skiboardsonline.com and use code TalentSci
to save X% or free shipping.
5%. Yeah. I don't get any of that, but that's okay. You should ski board.
Lame.
But yeah, I'm not like
do it this year.
I got stacks of ski boards.
Yeah, I know I like dropped the ball last year, but
this year. Well, I have a Epic Pass, so we can do that. Yes. So I'm not like super hardcore into them. I'm not like fucking ancient aliens guy with a blown out hair, but
aliens.
So back to the story, like in theory, if a little gray big-eyed dude like lands here, could he fuck us up? Probably. Mind control, whatever the fuck it is.
Big brain.
But I'm not gonna shoot him on sight like I would a big fucking 8-foot tall like black teeth fucking mouth thing.
Yeah, go to violence with that one.
Yeah. I'd give the little gray one a chance. I don't know.
Yeah.
Shout out to all the grays.
Grays, we're on your side, Grays.
Is that racist? I don't think it is.
I don't know.
It can't be. It's a different species. It's like
I'm giving them a shout out. Like, hey, shout out to all the Grays. Yeah, what up? Turn up. I'll pour some fucking Buffalo Trace for you. Yeah. I bet they never had Buffalo Trace.
Probably they have.
What do you think they drink? What do you think aliens drink?
I think they've evolved past that, man.
I don't even think they eat.
No consumption of. They gotta have some kind of nourishment now.
Maybe photosynthesis or something crazy,
or
they just
plants.
like plug into a little IV
Matrix
at night
shit.
when they sleep.
I mean, AVP aliens probably.
Well, they just eat fucking humans and whatever they come in contact with.
Yeah, carnivorous for sure.
What's your ideal alien, Danny?
I don't know, man.
I mean, it could be like it's so easy to think of a
On
humanoid.
today's episode of What Kind of Alien Would You Be?
Yeah. It's super easy to think like humanoid alien because we're humans, but it could be like fucking the Pokemon, what is it, Muck or Ditto? Like just like a blob. It couldn't have eyes. It could just be like a floating orb, and we don't know.
Like,
Yeah.
I feel like the big brain, skinny aliens make sense because that's like the natural state of evolution.
Because
You
that's
evolved to use
what
your
we
brain
know.
more. Yeah, we used to be gorillas or whatever. I don't know.
All right, Joe Rogan.
I'm a
Jamie, look
Christian,
that up for
actually,
us.
but I loosely believe
Jamie,
it.
were we gorillas at one time?
Put it up on the screen.
Yeah, put up on the
But
screen
anyway,
on
it
the
would
side of
make
Mike's van.
sense, right? Or even if we just go natural selection, like the smarter and smarter human with the bigger and bigger brain uses his brain more and develops less muscle and advances, and then eventually you got big brain alien over there.
Yeah, it's easy. It's easy to think about it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if that was like the thought process of like the early 60s movies when they were making like alien propaganda shit. Like, I wonder if they thought about it that way. Like, oh, well, if humans evolved and were smarter and this and that, like,
Yeah. What would a human look like in 1 million years or whatever?
dude, what
Yeah.
would we look like in a million
Aliens,
years?
big brain grays.
I think National Geographic posted like a rendered photo of what humans will look like in like a long time from now. If I can find it, I'll put it up on the screen right here. But it was like a mash of like darker skinned, curly hair, light eyes, like
But that was really just like the intermingling of different races. Eventually, we're all gonna look the same because
Yeah.
of all. I
Okay.
think
it wasn't like, I don't think it was like crazy evolution type of thing, but
Yeah.
I think it was a chick and they made her look super attractive. It was just like,
yeah. Well, that ain't gonna happen.
I don't know, but that'll change over time. They like made this like unrealistic person like look attractive, but like you think about that, like curly hair. I think she had like freckles or something. I could be completely fucking
We're not gonna
butchering
make
this,
it there,
but
man.
Hey, man.
AI.
no, I'm out of here like soon.
What do you think the biggest threat to mankind is?
So Danny brought up that you guys were talking about this coming through Utah, like natural disasters and stuff like that.
It was
Yeah.
in the premise of like preparation, right? Like
Oh,
being
yeah.
being prepared. And
Yeah,
then,
so-
Volcano.
and then we talked about like natural disasters.
So
Yeah.
Mr. Prepared, Mike, Danny was like, yeah, we were talking and there's like nothing that could really like affect anyone here in like the center of the country other than like man-made shit like nukes. But natural disaster wise, the only thing which would be devastating to almost the entire fucking world is if Yellowstone blew the fuck up.
Yeah.
We'd
Yeah,
be
super
dead.
Yeah.
Dead.
I mean, it's all speculation, but I think I read a thing that like house-sized boulders would be hitting Colorado,
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
and then like feet
Brutal.
or like many inches of volcanic ash would cover the whole planet, and really the extinction event would be no sun, no plants, and we would starve.
Yeah, you look at fucking, I think Chernobyl, when that happened, like there was, didn't it like get ash and shit over here in America?
I don't know.
Chernobyl, the nuclear.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that, or maybe it was something else, but like when big, huge, catastrophic events like that happen, it just like blankets ash and destruction like across fucking seas.
Yeah, I think there's some like somewhat extinction level events previously that like there's ash down in the layers of sediment, and that kind of
Yeah.
correlates to the extinction of some type of animals or whatever. But yeah, I think super volcano is kind of the main one, or asteroid or
And Yellowstone is like the biggest in the world. So if that ever happened, everyone's fucked.
yeah,
But,
that's
like,
the main one if it goes off.
Not fucked the same way, like we're fucked, like dead, but East Coast might be okay for like a day or two,
Yeah,
and then there's no food, possibly no sunlight, like it'll basically turn into winter in the middle of fucking July or August because it's just cold, no sunlight, no radiation getting in, like
We'll just evolve. Into White Walkers, like Game of Thrones.
true that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Colorado's pretty good for natural disasters. I was telling Danny, there's like big deep bunkers and stuff in Colorado Springs, and that's where like theoretically it's thought that like political figures are gonna get flown to and whatever if there's like an
Yeah, like
extinction level
Mount
event.
Weather I think it's in Virginia, West Virginia. It's like outside of DC.
Okay.
Have you heard about that? It was
probably a long time ago.
It
But
was
does ring a
big
bell.
in like the Call of Duty games, like the zombie. I
But
forget.
it's like a bunker.
Yeah, it's like supposedly like a fucking underground utopia. Got like supermarkets and swimming pools and like
Yeah. There's some crazy stuff out there. There's like a big underground vault in one of the Iceland, Norway, something like that, where it's like they have every species of plant, seed. so they can,
yeah.
like, repopulate the world.
It looks
and
like
stuff.
big and modern. It's like a big thing like jutting out from the mountain.
Yeah,
I've seen that.
Yeah,
and
they put some design effort into it.
how many weed like pot seeds do you think they got in there? They got to have like every strain of fucking marijuana, right?
Yeah, I don't know that they do everything, or if it's like stuff we actually would need to survive.
Just like
which, yeah, for some
they got
people, maybe
fucking
it's the-
shake from a fucking dealer down in like Detroit or something. Just bought a bag
They
from.
can't keep up with all the strains now, though. Man.
Well, yeah, everything's all chemically altered. Not high, by the way. Don't smoke weed, and could smoke weed. Not smoke
We're
weed.
in Colorado.
We're in Colorado. It's legal.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, end of the world. So you think maybe natural disaster? I think AI.
Yeah,
In reality, yeah.
I think it's either natural disasters, or it would. I mean, we would do it to ourselves in some way.
Yeah, nuclear war maybe.
Yeah.
Dude, just like the human race fucking hating each other.
Yeah.
Danny and I, like when we were driving through here, actually, I think we were leaving like your new property. He was like when I grew up, I loved the city and stuff like that, but now, fuck it, dude. Like I want to live in a place like this.
I want to get further. Like, yeah, as the older I get, I want to move further and further away from metropolitan.
And I think a lot of that is due to like fucking political climate and just humans being pieces of shit. Like
Yeah.
there's so much goddamn hostility and like negativity. Sound like fucking hippies. Again, not high. definitely not high, but man, dude, people fucking suck. People suck. There's
Yeah, a lot of
so
people
much
suck.
there's so much unused land in this country though, where like I'm not, for future generations, I'm like not concerned about spaces to live and to like, dude, I hate cities. Like if cities could just like spread apart, it would be way fucking better.
Yeah, what's crazy is that like some people speculate that the problem with the Earth eventually, if we don't get wiped out by AI or super volcano or whatever else, is overpopulation, running out of food. That's kind of the whole
Yeah, natural resources.
Yeah, but it's actually trending, and I'm sure there's studies. I'm talking very uninformed on this, but I think Elon talked about it, and he's like, the real problem potentially is that we have a population decline. Like we're kind of like at a curve, and then we're gonna go down. But if that was the case, I don't know why he's trying to get us to Mars.
I could see why that could be a bad thing, but at the same time, you look at, dude, like Asia, between China, India, and every country surrounding them, that's 85% of the world's population.
Yeah, but there's some interesting stuff.
That's fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah, they have a lot of people.
Yeah.
And then you look at the U.S. and like we got tons of fucking land, like places like this right here, completely undeveloped, will probably never be developed in our lifetime.
Oh yeah, not in our lifetime, for sure.
But
It's
Yeah,
a
tons of
balance, man.
space.
It's a balance, because like, I don't know. I listen to a lot of Meat Eater, Steve Rinella, and those guys, and just hearing about like conservation and preserving, like our national forests and public lands and BLM and all that stuff. And
yeah,
because when we go, because our lives are short, but like to leave at least what we can preserve for the next generation to go and enjoy.
yeah.
I mean, it's a balance, man. I mean, like, I don't know.
Like Mike and I, whenever we go camp together, like this spot right here is actually pretty fucking clean, but sometimes we'll like pick up trash out of the
yeah,
camp
I mean, like,
spots and take it.
And I know, and I mean, I'm just gonna say it, like, that's just who you are. Like, I know you put it on your videos and stuff, and I'm glad you do it to just bring more awareness. But like, both of you just do it. Like, whether we're on camera or not, it's you just
I should probably do it more. Like, I don't like being a fucking like advocate for pretty much anything, but like there was a time where this is a dumb story actually. I was down in Alamosa at the base of Mount Blanca where I took the Turbo S out, filmed a video there. So camping down in like the grassy plains, and I knew I was going to come back there the next weekend because Ashley was flying into Colorado. I was like, all right, we'll come back down here, bring the Razor, and fucking go rip around, whatever. So I found a camp spot, kind of secluded. There was one lone little tree, and I was like, that's where I'm going to park next to. There's perfect spot for my van in the trailer, which is kind of long, little fire pit and everything. And I don't think I showed it on video, but I went around the entire like perimeter of like where you can tell people were hanging out and stuff, and started picking up trash. And I filled up a full like big Target bag, like a plastic bag full of fucking like paper towels and wet wipes and beer cans and shit. And then I was picking up fucking nitrous bottles. Like people were doing whippets out there. Ugh. Which, whatever, if that's your thing, cool, I don't care. But dude, I picked
just
up.
Just clean up after yourself.
Dude, they were like throwing them into the fire pit. So I probably pulled like 30 of these fucking things out of the fire pit. So the bag was like heavy by the time I was like done with it. And then finished camping, finished doing whatever I was doing. I eventually came back up to Denver, and I went to a car wash to wash the van because it was fucking filthy. And I fucking grabbed this bag, and there's people in like the next, like the full bay was packed with people, like all the way down the line. And I go to throw this bag into a metal trash can with like one of those flat lids on it, and the fucking bag ripped, and dude, just all 30 of the nitrous bottles went and like made a ton of fucking noise, and we're like bouncing all over the ground. I was like, oh my god,
it's
I
not
hope
mine. I just picked this
yeah,
up.
I was like, oh no,
I'm doing good.
these people are gonna think I'm a fucking like junkie. And I was like, fuck, and they were like rolling under the guy's car, and I'm like reaching under to fucking pick them up. I'm like, fuck, and I threw them all away. No one said anything, but yeah, I mean, Mike's the same way. Like, it's leave no trace, but also leave the place fucking better than it was there when you got there.
I think the most intense story I heard, and you made a video about it. You and Ashley are out at a campsite, and there was a fire pit that was built, and people threw live ammo and just left it in the fire pit.
Yeah,
and that it went off.
Yeah.
Oh wait, you built a fire and it fucking went off?
Like
we were camping at a fire, and there's like fire pit, and we're like, well, let's make a fire.
I don't think I saw that video.
Yeah, it was a while back now, and the fire was going for a while, and Ash was like sitting by it, like warming up, and rounds started cooking off like in the fireplace. She's like, bah! And I was like getting something out of the car, and I'm armed all the time or whatever.
So you like
and
fucking.
I was just like, but like luckily like nobody got hurt. But yeah, several rounds just kind of cooked off, and like some dickheads just threw live ammo in the fire pit. Just like, yeah, these are gonna cook off for someone later. We're so cool.
You would like to think that it wasn't that. Maybe it was like a light primer and they threw it in there, which is still fucking dumb to do. But like,
don't do that.
There's a fire pit on the other side of my van. Actually, we're obviously not using it because we're not having a fire. But I'll check that shit in the morning. Cause
but from then on, like I'm just like a little leery to use fire pits. Like I kind of like look through it a little bit like more now, but.
A fire pit in Utah fucked up my running board. You can't really see it. It's kind of like dented back there.
Yeah.
I cut like 6 inches of it off and recapped it, but I was outside of Zion, and I was backing up in the morning, just like fucking tired and like going into the park, and I fucking scraped the shit out of the side of my van, like big ass boulders, and it like completely fucked up that whole running board.
Get wrecked.
I always use my solo stove. Not a sponsor.
Clean up your trash. Pick it up.
Don't be
and other people's trash too.
Don't be a piece of shit. Fucking clean your stuff up.
Fire would be nice. I'm not gonna lie.
Right now, fire would be
colder
nice.
than I thought it would be out here.
I left earlier to go back into the van. I threw on a hoodie under this jacket because I'm like freezing my balls off out here.
That's a good segue because we got to cook dinner still. I don't even know what time it is right now, but
it's late. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna cook dinner and fucking. I'll bring out my tiny little solo stove. We can use that.
Yeah.
Danny, where can the people find you?
Instagram, GunDMC _, unfortunately, because I can't get the name.
GunDMC _.
Yeah.
You can find Danny on there. Mike. People know.
Just last line of defense. You just Google that. That's me.
Website pop up. Buy some holsters. Use my code TalonSci for 10% off.
They're dope
I think
holsters.
10% off. Yeah.
Dope holsters.
Yeah.
Been wearing mine for a while now. Super comfy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it. Next, if you're listening this far, props to you. Appreciate you. Subscribe to YouTube.
This
Leave
is
us likes and
pretty random
comments.
one.
Yeah, we're all over the place.
Yeah, I know. This is a good podcast. I have Sci Productions releasing new outdoor adventure culture gear. The hat that I'm wearing right now, which you can't even see, and the shirt that I'm wearing right now that you can't even see, but they're dope.
I took a photo with it.
Oh yeah,
You
I'm gonna use
Put it
that.
right here.
I'm gonna use that on the
Yeah.
Instagram. Yeah, our battery's dying, so we got to go. Check that stuff out. It's coming out on Thursday of this week. So if you enjoy the videos and want to keep supporting what I'm doing, what these guys are doing, check them out. Check me out. And that's it. Anything else?
Between two vans.
Between Two Vans. This has been Between Two Vans Part 2. Thank you guys for listening. And we'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.